This is going to be a new video of what's in my bag. I use the Low Pro Trekker Classic. It's an older bag. I actually bought it used in really nice shape a couple years ago. Still works great, and I still use it to this day, you know, when I'm shooting weddings or even other little events. Okay, here we go. I've kind of set it all out on a table. This is all the gear that I carry with me while out doing weddings. I'll go through a little bit of each one. It's, you know, these are kind of show-off videos anyway. I'm very proud of the gear that I have, or that I've saved up, or, you know, worked for, or, you know, traded stuff for. You know, a lot of it I've bought used. I'll be straight up. I'm not rich. I'm like a lot of us. You know, you start off small and you work your way up. This is a new little toy. Let me see if I get focus. That I just picked up. It's a light meter. Never used a light meter before, but it's really cool. I love the way it works. It's digital. It you know, it takes a great reading. I've did my matrix metering in my cameras, my on-camera metering system, and did it on here. You can adjust your f-stop. You can adjust your shutter speed. There's all different kinds of settings. You can watch videos on it. This one is the L748D Lightmaster Pro. If you want to look up, there's all kinds of videos online. I've seen it. Pretty cool. So I picked one up. It works great. It's very helpful. I haven't played a lot with strobes, but I'm starting to. But it's also good for natural light. This is my spider holster. It's a Pro spider holster. Here's one that I can hook up just to my pants, or like a belt, a regular belt. But I also do a dual system where I attach it to the other side of this holster system. I mean, these are super heavy duty. You really should stop at a store and check out the quality on them. I actually bought mine on eBay. Found somebody that was selling it for a deal. It was brand new. Actually, I picked up a few of them. Sold them to fellow photographers I knew. I got a great deal on them. Hard to find the deal I got, but great deal. But awesome holster system. It's well worth it. You know, I've ran with these. Locks your cameras in place. And I've never worried about it. I started off with a D100 years ago, about 7-8 years ago. Stepped up. I was going to go to a D300S, but I stepped up to a D7000 because they said that was the newer technology at the time, about 2.5 years ago. This is a recent buy. It's a used Nikon D3. I picked it up for when I'm shooting my kids doing sports. A lot of my photography stuff started for just shooting my kids. And it grew from there. You know, friends of friends see your work. And they're just like, I want pictures like that of my kids. So it's word of mouth. It's slowly building. I don't make a whole bunch of money doing photography, but I have made decent money doing it recently, and it's still building. My regular body, you know, I sold my D7000s. I had 2 of them. Love those cameras. Very dependable, but there is a difference in quality when you step up to the more pro. This is a D3X. That's my main body. Love that camera. The D3 is great. It's fast. But the D3X, when it comes down to super fine images, especially when you're one-to-oneing, you know, when you're editing, like doing all your processing in Lightroom, or, you know, Photoshop, whatever you do, Lightroom's the best. I use Photoshop only for hardcore, clone stamping stuff, you know, want to get somebody out of a picture or just remove something, but I don't do a whole lot of Photoshop. Love Lightroom. I used to use Lightroom 3, now I use Lightroom 4. As I said, it's my other spider holster. This, a little cheapy, a gray and 18% gray, a white card and a black. You just take a picture. You don't have to get as close as people tell you to get a good white balance metering. As long as you have it pretty decent in the frame, you click on that, your white balance is going to be right on. Or you can drop it. This is small, so you can actually unclip it, stick it in your scene somewhere, like by their feet, on like the middle of a tile that you can easily clone it out. This way, when you're doing your processing, if your white balance is off, You just take your little dropper, boom, put it on the gray, everything evens out, you get your settings. It's a cool little trick that I've picked up over the last 2 years of playing around doing wedding photography. And they're cheap, $8, you know. These triggers, they work on D7000s, they work on D300Ss, they work on them all. They'll sell you different kits. The only difference, they're all the same. The only difference is the wire that attaches to the camera. Like for my D3, I don't remember the names of the wire, but the triggers are identical to the ones I got for my D7000. If you're not using the wire to trigger it, you don't really even need to worry about it. You hook one of these up to the top of your body, put this one on the flash, stick your flash in manual, hit your shutter, boom, 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 every time. They're cheap. They're probably like $20, $30 a set. I've picked up 3 sets over the last 2 years. Love them. And the cool thing about these ones is if you do a half press, it focuses your shutter or your lens, and you give it a full press, it takes the picture. You know, my Nikon remotes that I had for my D7000s didn't focus. You just hit it, it released. These are awesome. They're cheap, and they're very dependable, and the batteries last forever. This up here is another new toy I just picked up. Color Space UDM MA2. It comes with a Bluetooth attachment that I haven't even played with yet. But when you have like a backup shooter you're using, these are great. They write super fast. You can take a 16 gig compact flash or SD card and a full one and have it probably download in 8-10 minutes. It will have the whole card read and stored in here. And you just go to import, it automatically does it. The other cool feature that I love, and we probably all did this, where you've accidentally reformatted a card that you had pictures on it. This actually has a reformat recovery, where you can go in, you hit that, and it will actually bring out those pictures that you actually formatted your car on. Pretty cool feature. I love it. I've only used this thing twice so far. And I played around with the reformatting. One of the reasons why I bought it. Also, the convenience of, sorry, it's so shaky. I'm using my cell phone. Of course, I don't have no more video film cameras. I'm mostly just doing still photography of weddings and kids sports and stuff like that. These are my lenses. Love these lenses. This one right here I just picked up not too long. Well, actually I picked up the 50 1.4. Nikon, and then I picked up the Sigma 51.4. I like the way this lens looks. The Nikon, they both feel plasticky. I love Nikon lenses. I like the way they look. I like the way they feel. I just like the way they shoot. They're great lenses. This lens is sharp, but it's soft, or at least the one I got. I'm going to send this one back. I picked it up at Amazon, I think for like $3.89. They're regularly $500, a little over $500. And same thing with the Nikon 1.4. They had a sale this week. This one also, $3.89. They came out a couple of days after I bought this. So I'm sending this one back and keeping the Nikon 51.4. Shot a wedding the other day. I never realized how much more light, how fast that 1.4 is. I never just thought about it, but it's a great lens. And you can take pictures almost in the dark with that lens and be at 1/60th of a shutter speed and freeze decent action. I have the VR1 70 to 200. It's a great lens. Would I like to have the VR2 just to have it? Yeah, but this lens is just phenomenal. Always does me well. Love it. I actually picked that up used 2 years ago on Craigslist. Always. I'm going to give you a hint, guys. Always check your Craigslist ads. Know how to check a lens out. It takes time. You learn, to how to, you open up your aperture, check and see if there's dust in the lens, feel if it squeaks, make sure your focus rings adjust good. But you can find great deals and people that need money. If you have the money, you trade some of your equipment, you sell some of your equipment, and then you step up. That's what I did. I picked that up for a really good price on Craigslist. I mean, real good price. Same thing. 24 to 70, Nikkor 2.8, and that's awesome. 14 to 24. To give you an idea what a 14 to 24 looks like, if anybody has the 10, I think what is it, the 10 or the 10.5 millimeter fisheye on an FX body, that's actually wider than your 10.5 fixed shot, or your fisheye DX lens. That's a 14. The fisheye is actually a 16. It looks great on a DX except for the distortion. This doesn't have the same kind of a distortion. It has it. Everything looks deep. It can be fixed in Lightroom. You can bring it back once you learn how to play with manual settings and stuff. Like you can actually fix your lens. You can bring back your distortion. You can change angles. You can tilt pictures. You can horizontally shift them. Really cool feature when you're shooting buildings, churches, to straighten them back out. Cool little trick. This right here is a reflector. Picked it up 2 years, 3 years ago. Just a cheapy reflector. I think it's a Cowboy Studio. It folds up, goes into a little bag about 8 inches big. On the other side, it has just a silver reflector, but it's good, and it's also a gray. It's a grayscale. I just aim for the center when I'm setting my white balance. Boom! You take the shot. It says good, and it's pretty dead on. Then I have a big. This one's big. This is a 60 by 40, 5-in-1 reflector in the back. It's a recent pickup. I don't use reflectors that often, but we've been doing a lot of outdoor shooting, and I'd like to use the sun a little more to my ability instead of trying to overpower with flash or bringing strobes. Strobes, I haven't got a lot of experience. I haven't had a lot of experience with the strobes. I'm still playing with them. I picked them up actually about a year ago. Only used them about 3 or 4 times, to be honest. But they're very fun. It's easy once you start experimenting with them. I would set up stuff like product shoots, not for a company, but for myself, or if I'm selling something on eBay. And once you nail your exposure, it's so great because it's so controlled. It's so perfect, every time. So then you don't have to keep readjusting. And then with this new light meter, which I haven't got to play with these two together, should make it a lot easier. Here's another cool thing I've been wanting for a long time. I picked me up a Manfrotto tripod. This one is the 55XPROB, or the 55XP. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's a great tripod. It's a little heavy, but not too bad. You could definitely feel the quality in it. This ball head is awesome. If you, I've never used it. It looks like it's plastic. It is metal. It's solid. You could feel it. And I mean, this stays stiff. Like, when you could set your friction right here. But I mean, I'm putting a lot of weight to just force it to turn. When you have a camera in on that and you let go of that grip, that thing's there. It's not moving. So that's good for when I'm shooting altar shots, or at nighttime when I like to do long exposures. Large exposures or long exposures for city and stuff like that at nighttime. So it's very solid, and it has a really cool feature. If you loosen this up, it comes out and it slides forward. I'm gonna stop this for a second just to show you what it looks like. But it's a pretty cool feature for macro and different kind of angles you might want to get. 1 second. Okay, I pulled it out, adjusted it, and as you can see, it's leaning sideways. So you can have it next to a table or something and have it go out over top of a table, so your legs are out of your way when you're doing, like, product shoots, maybe even an insect inside a bush where you can't quite get over. You don't want to lead the tripod, and you still have full flexibility of your tripod. You can turn it up and down. You can go still all the different angles. You can face your camera still all the different ways. I love this ball head. It's really neat. A lot of us, we watch the Fro videos. We all watch that Nikon guy and all that. I saw the Fro use it before. That Mac Ranger Nikon guy. I've seen a few other people. They liked it. I gave it a shot. Love it. You could pick it up on Amazon. The tripod I think is regular, like almost 300 bucks. I picked it up for I think 130 bucks on Amazon, and then the ball head was I think almost $200. Amazon again, I picked it up for, was it 110, maybe $120. It's great. So for like 200 and something bucks, you can have a really sturdy, name brand, reliable tripod. You know, but I really like it, and it tightens up, so it's not all wobbly, so it's nice and stiff. And then this ain't moving nowhere, and you can do your thing. It has, I think there's a 4 extraction leg thing. This one only has where it goes down in 3 different ones, so 2 locks. But pretty cool. You know, right now, I think I'm going to stay with the SB600s. I've been using them for about 2.5, 3 years now. They've never overheated on me. They give me good lighting. I just have some cheap soft boxes thrown over them, just to soften the light up a bit. I always try to angle away from the face, opposite side of the face, or bounce off ceilings and stuff. But they're just great. They're easy to manually set. You know, you can, you know, on the fly, easily just get in the back, boom, boom, boom. You know, take it down a stop or 2, or even more, mattering how close of quarters you are or how big a room is. Full power it, but they always keep up. You know, so the SB600s, I can't talk bad about them. They do their job. I have a an SB800, but it's the the bulb blown out last year, and I just haven't had it fixed. This is an SB400 down here. Cool little flash. I actually like it when I'm out just playing with a couple, like, you know, maybe in between or after the pictures at the wedding, but before the reception, or even maybe after the reception starts and we go outside for a little bit. I throw this little guy on. It's not too big. I'll or cut my hand, you know, aim this up and cut my hand behind it to, you know, to sort of bounce the light towards the couple, and it works great. I mean, it's nice. It's soft, not harsh light in their face. You don't get that glare or the real hot spots in their face from it. And that's been working for me for the last year, you know, and they're cheap. You can pick those up. I think they're 120, 140 bucks. You can buy them on Amazon, I think, for like 90 bucks sometimes. Brand spanking new. This right here is a cool little thing I just picked up last spring. It's almost a year ago. The Mini Vanguard. It's portable power, and it supposedly lasts up to like 400 or 500 full power flashes. You know, like our speed light pops. I haven't tested that out. I've seen a lot of great reviews on it. It is small. I mean, here's my hands on it. It is not that big. Very portable. Has a cool little leg that you can, you know, clip onto your the tripods of your speed lights or your strobes. Clips right on, nice and hard. And then you just take a couple little small extension cords with you. I have a couple little extension cords I run with them. And we used it at a wedding once to light up the dance floor. Throw 2 strobes, one in the front, one off to the side. Really worked great. I liked it. And it also will help charge your batteries or your laptop or something, or give you power if you need it on the fly and you don't have no outlet somewhere. Maybe you're in a park shooting. I don't usually take my laptop with me, but take it with the kids on a trip or something like that. Really, really dependable. I also bring me, that's a quick charger. It's an Energizer. Sorry for the shaky video. An Energizer AAA and AA speed charger. Charges batteries within 20 minutes. I always keep that in my bag. So if, you know, I keep extra batteries, which anytime they're in a plastic bag, I know they're still charged. I just keep them in regular Ziploc bags. So these ones are already pre-charged. And so when the batteries go inside my flashes or my triggers, I already have backups ready and waiting. And then I'll just take the used batteries and just toss it in one of my spare pockets inside my backpack, so I know they need to be charged when I get home, and that's what I do. I also carry a bag around of a lot of just the different wires that go to the triggers, the remote sync wires for your strobes. I think I have some USB plugs and stuff inside there, like you know, the hook cameras up to you know, to computers or different kind of devices. You know, just I think I might have I have a little I think it's a 62 millimeter old. I mean, that's 15 years old. what you call a circle polarizer. I just picked up a new 77mm circle polarizer. I bought it off Amazon. You can probably still look right now. It's made by Tiffin. Just put in Tiffin, 77mm. They're regularly like $140, $160. They had them on sale. This is 2013. They had them on sale the other day for like $37. I checked the SKU number and everything when I got it. It's the exact same one that they do have on their website. It's not a knockoff brand, and it's awesome. Makes those skies blue, and it takes those reflections off of windows, car windows. I was playing the other day in my kitchen showing my son. You know, you can look through the microwave window. It takes the glare off the front of the microwave. Look at it. Look at a computer screen with it. It's wild. It will turn your computer, if you look through it, it will turn your computer screen black, and you'll see every speck of dust on your screen. Pretty cool. This is just me being a guy, you know, playing around, showing my kids, trying to get them excited into photography. You know, if they will, they will. If they don't, they don't. But I love it. It's fun. Ever since my kids were little, I just wanted more and more to take good quality pictures of them. I started with an N60. You know, going back almost 15 years ago. I shot mostly just auto. I bought, you know, your regular kit lenses, and then I bought a D100 about 7 years ago. I wanted to step up to digital. My dad was a Canon guy. His was digital. He got a 10D, I think it was called. And I just love that he's able to see his pictures. You know, no more developing a whole roll and getting 4 or 6 pictures you like. So I picked me up a D100. Loved that camera. Had it for years, and it's just grown from there. And it was all just to take pictures of my kids. I'm not rich. I'll put it this way: I don't even make $50,000 a year, and you know I have 3 kids, and I do it on my own. So just to give you an idea, this DX3, I did not buy it brand new. They had 25,000 clicks on it when I bought it. I check it. You can go into your Photoshop and advanced settings, and you can check how many clicks a camera actually has on it before you buy it. I just bring my laptop with me to whoever I'm meeting. You know, I play with the camera. I give myself 20 minutes to a half hour, see if they sweat a little bit, just being honest with you. I start taking just random pictures. I'll meet at an Arby's or a mall or something. I'll be taking pictures of edges of chairs just to see how the focus locks in. But this one, he thought he had more clicks on it. I ran it through Elements 11. It said 25,000 clicks. I didn't even let him know until after I bought it. But that's an $8,000 camera body. As of 2013, this is the most expensive Nikon camera body there is. A lot of people talk crap on it and say, oh, it's not worth its money. They're not thinking properly. At the time when this camera came out, about 3-4 years ago, it wasn't trying to take the place of the D3. And it wasn't trying to take the place of the D3S. It was trying to take away part of the market for people that are moving up to medium format. The pictures in this camera are amazing. And you don't have those left-hand focus problems that I hear about the D800, which I've considered buying. But why? You know, I picked this camera up for about the same price as you'd buy a D800 for. This has the better body, the better build, honestly, the better ceiling. It's a true professional camera. The 800 is a great camera, and I'm sure those images look great, but the D3X, if you can find one with low shutter clicks, this thing is perfect. There's no scratches, no scrapes on it. Here's my clips for my spider holster. I just left my my tripod mount on the bottom of it because I was shooting with it earlier today. Great camera. I just can't say enough. Once I shot with this and I had my D7000s, I couldn't even shoot with my D7000s no more, to be honest with you. I loved my D7000s. They did me good for years. I couldn't even really use them. I would use them here and there and just hated the images I seen once I was in post. This D3, I picked this up, found it on eBay, called the company that had it, bought it directly off of them. It was a place out of California. 5,000 clicks on this body. It was a reputable company. It wasn't a B&H or nothing, which those, I guess, are reputable, but they're really outrageous price, to be honest. I'm not bashing them, but for us people that aren't rich and can't afford full price. But I picked up this D3. This is March 2013. I picked this up last month, and I paid a little more than what some of them are going for. You'll see some selling for like $1,800, $2,000. I paid $2,400 for it, straight out. Great. I mean, it was flawless. I always get the boxes. If somebody doesn't have their box and on all their, the little accessories, I won't buy it off of them. To me, I think a person that keeps their boxes on nice shape and all their accessories in nice shape and takes care of their gear, I know that they respect their cameras. They realize that they're expensive, and then I'll try to negotiate better prices. But awesome camera. I would pick this over a D700 or I'm trying to think, that D600 that just recently come out that's having spec problems on its sensor. 9 frames per second. You can't ask for more than that. It will be great for bouquet shots. It will be great for my kids' sports, my friends' kids' sports. My one friend, her daughter dances. It will be great for her action shots. D7000s did good. This will kill those D7000s. It's still a really good low light camera. Not quite as good as the D3S, but I'm not forking out the cash flow for that discontinued body. They're still trying to get $4,000 for them. I could have bought 2 of these for the price of that. So I think it was smarter for me to buy this because I have the best of both worlds. It's basically way more resolution than a D4 at 24.5 or 24.3 megapixels. And 1 frame short of what the D4 can do when it comes to speed and focus. I'm sure the D4 has a bit more technology, but hey, these are pro bodies, and they're a few years old. They're doing me for what I'm doing. I bring me my little pocket rocket thing. If I ever get a little dust, just blow off the mirror. Blow its sensor. Get the dust out of there. I have a few aftermarket batteries that came with my one camera, but these are 2 actual genuine ones. Picked them up on eBay. They're supposedly brand new. They show that they're full life when I got them. They looked a little rough, so I don't know if they were open box because they did not come in their regular box, but you can usually get a deal. These are like $120, $140 batteries. I think I picked them up for like $80 a piece. Nice. And they're good for like 4,000 clicks, so you can do 2 weddings really if you want. This I picked up, let's see, I bought this on Amazon. It was used. It's the 2, not the 3. It's the 2 times teleconverter, but it's the 20E2. There's a new one, the 20E3. I'm not sure if there's a huge difference, but this is great. I used this when I was shooting my son's football games last year with the 70 to 200. Yes, it's at 5.6 fix now. It's great. My dream lens, and the only lens I really want anymore, is the 200 to 400 f4. So I'm going to shoot 1 stop slower, but right now I'm saving myself about $4,000 to $5,000, and I just upped my ISO just a bit. Usually most of my son's games were during the day anyway, and even in lower light, these 2 bodies, 1600 ISO, even 2500 ISO, you're still getting great shots, and way better than anybody else sitting up in those stands or with their little point and shoot cameras. This lens I picked up about 2 years ago, brand new. It's the Nikon, the 105 macro, or Nikon calls it micro. It's a great lens. Very, very sharp. I don't use it a whole bunch. It's next to my 50 1.4. It's the second cheapest lens I have. But it is a great lens. It's when you're shooting more of like a portrait style, even if you're doing candid, but shooting portrait style, so sharp. It's pretty fast. You have to turn off. Don't do the full. Narrow it down to where it will only focus to further objects. Like basically take it off macro mode, and it focuses a lot faster. Of what I've learned from using it. My favorite lens out of all these lenses to use is the 24 to 70. I like having my 70 to 200 always on me. I carry two bodies at the same time with my Spider holster when I'm shooting weddings, and I'm usually always carrying the 24 to 70 and the 70 to 200. Those are my two main body or camera lenses, one on each camera. I'll put the 70 to 200 on my D3 for the reach, and then I put the 24 to 70 on my D3X, because if I needed to crop in, the D3X has a lot of playroom. Seeing that the D3 is only 12.1 pixels, I'm already zoomed out at 200. I don't think I'm going to be cropping out anything much more. So that's why I use this lens with the D3X. I use that lens with the D300. That's how I make sense of it. But that's what I do. But here's some generic aftermarket chargers. There's a car charger. Never used it, but just in case you don't have no power and you need to power up one of your batteries, and for some reason you don't have your spares with you, which I keep them in a pocket, but just saying, better safe than sorry. And then there's one that I can plug into the wall if I'm at a wedding. I don't bring my real charger. I'd hate to have that one come up missing for my, Nikon, the real Nikon charger. So I just bring these little cheapy ones. So you got a car charger one, got a wall charger one. But that's pretty much my gear. I'm kind of using for light right here. It's some little 20-inch soft boxes with some huge COF. I think they're like 85 watt or like 300 and something watt COF bulbs. Let me see if I can turn this one off. They're huge. I mean, these light bulbs are like a foot long. They look like standard light bulbs until you kind of put your hand. Let me see. Something I could show you the size. This is a 77 millimeter filter, or actually a white balance filter, but you can see this bulb is huge. So inside my white boxes, I just use this right now for video lights, or if I'm doing little product things to sell stuff on eBay or Craigslist, I use these for a constant lighting. Way easier to use than predicting what a speed light's going to do, or setting up the strobes if I don't want to pull everything out. So, but this is my gear. This right here, very cool little thing. I don't have the real one. This is a knockoff. I don't usually buy knockoff stuff too much, but this is a Pro Master 77 millimeter. So it fits on my two regular everyday use camera lenses. You just put it over top of the lens, hit your white balance pre, aim up to the light source that you're using, snap a shot. It usually always says good, and you're pretty much dead on. So it's a cool another little thing for your white balance if you like to do it manually. There are times a lot of times I do use auto white balance, but if I'm going to be in a situation where the light's going to stay pretty consistent, it's just easier to meter with that and then fine tune when you're doing your processing. But these cards work good. This works good. Sometimes I set that target up in a corner of a room, so if I need to come back in and just re-get my setting again, bam, it's just sitting in the corner and in kind of the same lighting. Snap that shot, and I'm ready to go again. So this is me kind of showing off my gear. People call it what's in my bags. I know what it is. We all look with envy. I can't believe I own all this stuff. It's taken me a few years to build up this collection. I'm very proud of it. I don't know what I would do if I ever lost it or it got stolen. So this video, it's out here for people to kind of see, and you say what you want. I'll answer anything if you have any questions, or if you want to dog or say anything about my gear, you can say whatever you feel. These right here, I just remembered them. Those are those Gary Fong lithospheres. They're collapsible. You can push them down for they can fold in bags. They're scrunchy, but I'm going to be honest. And I was very mad the first time I used them. They will, if you hang them off your camera, off your flash, you have your flash on your camera, your speed light, it will break your camera mount, or your flash mount. So where your camera is hooked up to your body, it's going to crack it. And I mean, let's see if I can show you. I kind of super glued, to be honest. If you can see right there, I've super glued it. I'm probably going to epoxy it like really thick, and this way I don't have to worry about it. It will use them. The Lithosphere does work. It does add that nice little glow. But boy, was I mad when I had 2 speed lights with 2 of those Lithospheres on it on the same day. First day I used it, shooting a wedding, and had 2 flashes with cracked, I'm sorry, mounts on the side. Very aggravated. I just put them back in my bag, threw these regular soft boxes back on that you never have to worry about. They're 10, 12 bucks a piece. And but be warned, if you do buy them, it will crack your. I've heard it from other people. Now that I've learned the hard way. My flashes still work perfectly, but it's very aggravating. But so just wanted to throw that in there for you. So if you were thinking about one, you can do it, but I'd reinforce it with some kind of epoxy or something on the side, or try something else. All right, well, thanks for checking this stuff out. If you have any questions on anything or want to know how something works, and even if I don't know, I'll try to figure it out and reply back to you if I can. We're all helping each other out. We're all trying to get better. And remember, just take care of your gear. Don't, just because you're not using it, don't just let it collect dust. Get rid of it while it's still worth something. Yes, there's sentimental value, but this is stuff's going to come and go, and it's going to be ancient one day. And down the years, 20 years from now, you can rebuy it when it's worth $5 or $10 to put it on a mantle if you want. But get your money back out of your gear while it's still worth something. And then trade up. Try to get your best top dollar. Don't be lazy. When you do your Craigslist ads, take the most professional pictures you can take. I'm not saying you have to be a professional. Take your time. Get that picture as exposed properly as you can, as focused as possible. Show all the different angles. And your gear will sell before somebody else's if you have a great picture, and you'll get top dollar. Bring the box, the case, everything it comes with. Let them play with it. And don't mess nobody over. But and then you take that money and reinvest it just like I did. It takes time. And one of these days, maybe I'll have a D4. Maybe if they fix these issues with the D400 or the 800, I'll get a D800. But right now, I'll have these bodies probably for another year. And before they lose even more value, I'll turn around and sell them with 30 or 40,000 clicks on them. Still a lot of life left in them. Somebody will get a deal, and I will step up to something even more. So, again, thanks for watching my video. As I said, ask me anything you like or leave any comment you'd like. Thanks.